So welcome to this session of design of pack column introductory part. So first of all, features of pack column. So what are the features of pack column? The first one, the pack column can handle low liquid rates. So low liquid rates also tends to have lower liquid hold up inside the pack column. So when we are handling the liquid system that cause inventory of toxic and flammable liquid, and of such liquids we have to keep small volume, as small as volume as possible for safety reasons. So that is the first feature of pack column. Second, the pack columns are most suitable for handling the liquids causing corrosion and fouling. So when the packing become corrode or fouled due to such liquids, it is usually cheaper to replace that packings by the new packings. So, and that is, if we compare with plate column, that is not possible in plate column because the cost of plate and its installation is quite uh, costly. Next, the pressure drop per equilibrium stage offered by pack column is low, and that is why the pack column can be used for vacuum operations or vacuum columns. Next advantage of pack column is the packing should always be considered for small diameter columns, that is diameter less than 0.6 meter, where the plates would be difficult to install also and expensive also. So these are some prime features of pack column. So now we discuss the schematic of pack column. Here the contaminant effluent is sprayed uniformly throughout the cross section of the pack column using this spray. This is the packing retrainer which keeps the all packings in certain range only, so that there should be no fluidization would be occurred. So this is the packing material. As I am pointing out, here also we are having packing material, and this is the liquid redistributor to avoid the channeling inside the column, so that there should be one part of the column would be dry and one part of the column would be overflowed. So to avoid such condition, we require liquid redistributor in between the or in the middle part of the packing materials or pack bed. And at bottom we are having packing support to hold up all the packing material in the requisite site or requisite height of the column. And at bottom we are getting the treated refluent, and from where the gas is to be passed, and this is the counter current operation of absorption. The particulate laden gas is fed from the bottom, and the fresh solvent is fresh solvent is fed from the top of the column. So it is a counter current operation. Next part we are discussing is the packings. So why we require packings? The first reason, that packing provide the larger surface area or higher interfacial area between the gas and liquid. It provides open structure and offers low resistance to the gas flow. Next requirement of packing is it promote the uniform liquid distribution onto the packing surface. And next requirement is uniform gas or vapor flow across the column cross section is facilitated by the packings. So variety of packings with different size, shape and different performances are available to satisfy these requirements. Packings are broadly categorized into two classes. First one is structured packing. So as the name, it is having proper structure or regular geometry, and they are such as the stack rings or grids, etc. And second category is random packing. The random packing includes rings, saddles, etc., and they are dumped into column and take up the random position or random arrangement, and that is why they called as random packings. If we consider the classification of packing, so first they are classified as first generation, second generation and third generation packing. So first generation include the oldest one, rashing ring and bull saddle. Second generation we have interlocks and pawl ring packings. And third generation we are having the lightweight plastic and metal packings that offers less pressure drop and larger interfacial area for gas liquid contacting. So these are some packings available with us. If we consider material of construction for this packing, the material like ceramic, metal, plastic, carbon, that is polypropylene, are also possible, and many times the metal and plastic are more efficient than ceramic rings, because ceramic rings are prone to breaking when they are filled in the pack bed area of the pack column. The choice of material will depend on the nature of the fluid and operating temperatures. Ceramic packing will be the first choice for corrosive liquid, but ceramic material is not suitable for strong alkalis. Plastic packings are attacked by some organic solvents and they can be used up to only moderate pressure and are not suitable in distillation column, because in distillation column the temperatures are also higher, as we have to boil up the more volatile component and low volatile component, and that is why plastic packings are generally avoided in distillation. Where next, where the column operation is likely to unstable, metal ring should be specified, because due to several temperature and pressure fluctuation, the ceramic packing are prone to breakage, and that is why at that condition we can use the metal rings. If we consider packing size, the largest size of packing that is suitable for the size of column should be used is up to 50 mm. Small sizes are appreciably more expensive than the larger sizes. Above 50 mm, the lower cost per cubic meter, but it does not normally compensate for the lower mass transfer efficiency. Though the packing having size greater than 50 mm are cheaper, but at the same time they are offering lower mass transfer efficiency, so the efficiency of the column will goes down. So obviously if smaller sizes are expensive but they are providing the higher efficiency, so that is why optimum packing size should be chosen. So use of too large a size in a small column can cause poor liquid distribution. There is no proper mass transfer between gas and liquid phase, and the efficiency of the column will goes down. So this is the table that shows the recommended size ranges for the different column diameters. So column diameter less than 0.3 meter or 1 feet, we have to use the packing size less than 25 mm. For column diameter in the range of 0.3 to 0.9 meter, we have to use the packing size in the range of 25 to 38 mm. And for column diameter larger than 0.9 meter, we can use the packing size ranging from 50 to 75 mm. So that is the basic requirement, or we can say that is the recommended sizes. Next, we are discussing about random packings. So rashing ring is the oldest specially manufactured type of random packing and are still in general use. If we consider here, the pawl ring is next one. The pawl ring is showing here and this is the ceramic rashing ring, that is the oldest type we discussed. The pawl rings are essentially rashing ring in which openings have been made by folding the strips of the surface into the ring, and this increase the free area and increase the interfacial area. If we compare this rashing ring and metal pawl ring, so this surface which is closed in rashing ring is opened up and free area is given for the more liquid distribution, so it improves the liquid distribution characteristic. Next is the bull saddle, and were developed to give the improved liquid distribution compared to rashing ring and interlock saddle. So if we consider ball saddle, it is here, it is ceramic ball saddle, so it cannot keep the stagnant liquid over it, and it ensures good liquid distribution and offers lower resistance to the gas flow or vapor flow rate. Next is the improved type of ball saddle. Their shape makes easier to manufacture than the ball saddle. So these are plastic super interlock saddle, or the next one is here metal interlocks. They are providing higher interfacial area for the liquid and gas or vapor interaction. The high pack and super interlocks packing shown in figure can be considered as a improved type of ball ring and interlock saddle respectively. So here high pack packings are there, and they offer the higher, here it is the high pack packings. These are the type of high pack packing and interlock saddle that provide the higher interfacial area. Structured packing. The term structured packing refers to the packing element made up from wire mesh or perforated metal sheet. The material is folded and arranged with a regular geometry to give the higher surface area with a high void fraction. The advantage of structured packing over random packing is that they offer the low HETP, typically less than 0.5 meter, and a lower pressure drop around 100 Pascal per meter of the packing height. They are being increasingly used in the following applications, where the difficult separation problem are to be handled. They require many stages, such as the separation of isotopes. So in such difficult situation, we can use the structured packing. Second, high vacuum distillation. At that point, as the structured packing is providing lower HETP, then they are preferable for high vacuum operations like high vacuum distillation. Next, for column revamp, to increase the capacity and to reduce the reflux ratio requirement, we can switch from the plate column or random pack column to the structured pack column. So that is called as the revamping or retrofitting of the distillation or any column. The applications have mainly been in distillation, but structured packings can also be used in absorption. In applications where higher efficiency and lower pressure drop are required, the cost of structured packing per cubic meter will be significantly higher than that of the random packing, but this is generally offsetted by their higher efficiency. They provide the higher mass transfer efficiency, and we get the better results using structured packing. Following are the important characteristics of packing. They provide high surface area. Next, they provide high void volume, sufficient mechanical strength. Next, uniform distribution of gas and liquid should be preferred. And last one is they should resist the fouling and corrosion. If we consider design of pack tower, the liquid distribution is the major role. The proper distributor at the top of the column as well as at the different locations, that is, I mentioned about liquid redistributor inside the or in the middle of the pack bed, so that is important. If proper distributor is not installed in the column, some portion of the packing remain dry, which is the inefficient for mass transfer. The liquid must be distributed at infinite number of points. So various devices are used for this uniform distribution. They are V-notch channel, orifice and spray channel. These are used at different locations in the column to provide the uniform distribution over the column. So this is about the column internals. We will discuss design procedure of the pack column in next video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.